Boom. All right, all right, all right. Welcome back, you guys. It is the YouTube Barber Academy, Mr. Eddie Barber in the house. And today, we're going to get a deeper understanding of these guards. I recently dropped a video. I'm not sure if all of you watched it, but if you have watched it, I'm sure there might be some questions that you might have. So that's kind of what this is. This is sort of a recap. And a little bit later in the program, we got a special guest. And you know I'm a boss with the giveaways, so we got a giveaway on deck, and I'm sure you guys might want to know what it is. But I'll tell you what, it's not gonna be as good as last week, but last week was an anomaly. I mean, this guy came on last week and he threw down a guap. Okay, that was Shear Police. They gave away 2 shears. They were both like, I think they were like 400 each, and then he also gave away a blow dryer, which was like another 200. So they're doing some big things down the pipe here. We're just trying to give away everything, man. I want to give away the game, give away the knowledge, give it all away for free, because that's how it should be, man. The game is to be told, not sold, and of course, we need a little bit of help to grow along the way. So it's so great to see all you guys again. I want to thank you all for joining me. Looks like we got about 18, maybe 20 heads up in the house. So, first things first, I want to drop in my actual thumbnail because I think this could help us set the stage for what we're talking about, how important it is to actually zero gap your clippers, why you should zero gap your clippers, and how it benefits you. So I actually have a couple interesting quick things I want to show you here. Let me find my internet ads folder so that we can go through some of this stuff because it's interesting. It's interesting. There was also a little history lesson in that last video too. I don't know if you guys cared about any of that, but it's kind of interesting how the 3 main clipper companies are doing things and now versus how they did things then, and John Oster, Matthew Andis, and Leo Wall. But anyways, enough about that. Let's talk about this for a second. All right. You guys see this chart here? Let me see if I can make it any bigger. I'm not sure if, oh, whoops. Hold up, sorry. Let me see if I can make this. These are the Oster blades. Sorry, guys. A little technical difficulty here. That was not the one I wanted to put in. This one was. Okay, we can put these Oster blades over here. All right. So first things first, I just want to tell you guys about a future video that I have coming up that I'm going to talk about all these different blades. So if you look at the top on the right hand side for the wall, you have the 5-star adjustable blade, and I realize that this text is a little bit too small to read. However, on my monitor I'm actually able to blow this up a little bit better, and you can see. So the very top blade is the wall 5-star adjustable blade. This is a blade that I've always loved on most of my clippers, and it features a thin blade with 13 bevels with deeper teeth. And if you actually compare it to the other 2 blades, where we're not talking about the 5-star balding clipper, I think that's a trash clipper I would never use. However, it serves a purpose for some people who might not have a detachable. If we're looking at it clearly here, you're going to see that the next one down is the wall wedge blade, and it also gives you, I believe this was the one that it says the benefits here. The benefits, it has a flat bottom. It allows for closer cutting. A staggered top blade allows for 2 different cutting paths. Staggered top blade creates texture while cutting. It creates seamless blends, hard or soft while fading, ideal for bulk removal. And that is the stagger tooth. That's the 5-star stagger tooth blade. Okay? And that blade is a joy to blend with. It's pretty good. Oh, my sound's a little low? Hold up. I'm glad you guys said something. How am I sounding now? A little bit better? We good? We sounding all right? Okay, wait. Let me fix this just a little bit. Bam, bam. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry about that. I think I was a little bit quiet there, but I think I got it under control now. You guys let me know how I sound. So, all right. As I'm talking about, I was just to recap real quick. I'm just running through some of these different blades. I have them on the screen here, and it might actually be better if I do it this way. This might actually work out a little bit better. Hold up. Let's just screen share this so I can blow this up. Okay, you guys can see that a lot better, I bet. And if I make this large, boom. Now I know you guys could see these. Okay, so let's actually go through these real quick. Okay, here's the 5-star adjustable blade. You guys could see this pretty good, I imagine. We're good. Okay, now you guys can actually see this. So let me start again. I'm sorry. So Wall 5-star adjustable. This was one of my favorite blades that needed no modification, needed no help at all, and I loved fading with this. However, if we read these benefits and these features, I think we could see that this blade is not the best blade to go with. And I'm going to go through a pretty in-depth video on this stuff where I'm going to put some of this information together in a quick, ideal way. And I know not everybody watches my live, so if you guys catch this information again, it's all good, man. And I'm sorry if you think I'm repeating myself. But if you look at the benefits: flat bottom, closer cutting, precision fades on scalp tapering. Okay, I don't think it really can compare to these other two. Look at how many more benefits you'll have from the wedge blade. Thin bottom, bevel with deeper teeth, square flatter angle, and this is the part that I really wanted you to focus on. Longer teeth allowing for a 0.02 millimeters, I'm assuming, and if it's not millimeters, I think that's 5 millimeters or something. I could be wrong. If that's inches or millimeters, I don't know. Good chance that it's probably inches, but 0.02 of a millimeter is like nothing, so it must be inches. Let's see what that is if I do a conversion real quick. So let's go 0.02 inches to millimeters. Boom. Yeah, it is 0.5, so I was right. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a 0.05 millimeter throw increase. I mean 0.5 millimeter throw increase. So you'd get a little bit more of a throw with the wedge blade. And flat bottom, closer cutting, deeper tooth, crunch sound. That's something that's important to a lot of people. Not particularly important to me, but it's not. And it says ideal for soft line fading and seamless blends, and creates a blunt cut look. I'm not buying that last blunt cut look part, but it's definitely a good blade. The only thing that I've experienced with this so far is it's a little bit sharp. It's a little bit sharp. Okay, and somebody asked which one is the taper blade. I believe they're calling this one. I don't think they actually call any of these particular ones a taper blade. I'll have to look. But if we look here at the 5-star stagger tooth blade, we're losing one benefit, the 0.5 millimeters, right? We're not having that throw. However, we have a lot of different cutting techniques. This is probably good for blending, creates seamless blends, good for soft line fading. Stagger top blade creates texture while cutting. Stagger top blade allows for 2 different cutting paths, flat bottom. So I just feel like this is pretty interesting. You know, when you kind of think about what goes into making all these blades, and I don't know that there's a whole lot of value here, because I do know this. You can easily do great cuts with any of those blades. And when you get right down to it, it probably doesn't matter as much as you might think. All right. And just in case there's anybody new in here, I just wanted to show you guys this. This is kind of a cool little depiction that I found and I used in that video as well. If you don't know the difference between closed and open, and one of the other interesting things I discovered between doing the video and doing now is we have, when it's in the closed position, I was telling you it was at 0.5, and that was because I was assuming that you guys were zero gapping it. But I did some more research and found out that I believe these companies claim that it's 1 millimeter, which is only 0.5 millimeters off. It's hardly nothing. But when you zero gap it, I think I was right on point with what I was trying to tell you guys. And just to give you the idea, some of the more interesting things is there is an overlap that occurs. So let's have a look at this chart here, because I didn't break this down as well as I wanted to. All right. I'm going to get to your guys' questions in a second. I just want to make sure that I lay down what's going on here and how this is important and why this matters. So let's just go through this real quick. We have the trimmer, which cuts at 0.17 millimeters. So that's about as close as we can go. That's as close as we can go, right? And without going down to skin. So our jump from skin to 0.17 millimeters is so small. It's so small, right? It's 0.17. So we can take our skin machine and we make that jump easy. The next jump from 0.17 to 0.5 millimeters with the closed taper, very, very small jump. And the next one with the open taper, when we open the taper, see, this is a part where some of you guys got confused. You can hit every length from 0.5 millimeters all the way up to and including 2.5 millimeters. However, very interesting note here is when we put the half guard on, oh, I got two of me here. When we put the half guard on, our half guard's actually 1.5 millimeters. And if we add that other 0.5 that we know the blade it counts for, it's giving you 2 millimeters. So this is why the half attack works so well. And it's honestly, without doing all this research, this was one of those things that I didn't really understand 100% myself, even why it works so well. But the answer is actually pretty simple. It's because it's actually cutting shorter than an open taper, which makes perfect sense if you follow me for a second, because that overlap is what allows for this to work so well. So then when you come in with your open taper, you're actually able to go slightly above, if you make a mistake, above the guideline. So you really can't make a mistake. It's very interesting here. So now, once you've attached this 1/16 or half guard, however you want to call it, and you put it in the open position, all right, you're going to add 2.5, so you're going to be at 4.5, or 4, technically, and you're going to be able to blend a little bit longer length than if you put the 1 guard on, which a 1, they state, is actually 3 millimeters. Right on the guard, it says 3 millimeters, so add that 0.5, you're at 3.5, and you can see how all of this is lining up really properly and allowing you to blend seamlessly. Okay, so let me get to some of your questions. I'm ready for them now. I'll keep going because I know I'm on slightly a delay, but we're going to get right to them. And let me see here. What else do I got here? Yeah, this is actually a kind of a cool photo that depicts. I found this somewhere on the internet also, but it's just showing you the millimeters. So 1/8, which is a number 1, is 3 millimeters. I think this was actually on the side of a box for the wall color guards. So there's also another bit of information that's kind of interesting, is Gamma hooked it up again. I honestly can't thank these people enough. This company, Stylecraft, and these guys are just fantastic. So look at how beautiful this is. I mean, everything about this is quality. When you get this, and you guys are going to see my unboxing, I waited all day. To do the unboxing. It was terrible. I thought about it all day, and it sat on my station as I cut all these people's hair. And when I got to it and I finally opened it, I was like, I thought that this color is just so cool. I mean, I don't even think I'm going to change it, but of course, you already know Gamma gives you multiple options, which we have the purple and we have the black. You get the black on black, and you can even change this plate so you can have any color scheme that you really want. So I think what I might do is put the black on top here with it. No, this isn't the giveaway prize. Actually, this is one of very few that are available right now, and I'm supposed to be testing this because so I want to get it out here, is they've been sending me the prototype one, right? So I've been working with the prototype. I've been working through all different types of blades. We've been kind of working together to try to find something that works really well. And now we have the final iteration of the blade. So I want you guys to actually see how freaking cool it is. I'm going to put to this camera real quick for a second. So if I jump over to this one, I want you guys to see how nice this blade is. It's black on black. And it's supposed to be like a graphite blade or something like that. And if you look how long these teeth are, I would say it bears a striking resemblance to the wall wedge blade, which you could see those teeth are slightly shorter, but it's awfully close, but it's definitely its own kind of thing. So one of the other things that's nice is it has the click feature. Obviously, there's nothing changing there. It clicks all through all the phases, so that's really nice. But these blades just melt hair. They melt hair. And if you also notice, one of the other key features that you'll notice on both Gamma and Caliber clippers is they have an awesome cutting blade. That thing is so thin, it's so fine, and it can cut so short. It's just an unbelievable clipper. And if you guys want to buy them, of course, if you use my code Eddie, you're gonna get a discount. You'll get a 10% discount, free shipping, and they're I'm not 100% sure if they're out just yet, but they are going to be out any day now. They might be out now. Don't quote me, but they're going to be out any day. And somebody just asked if it's good for bulk. Hang on, let me see that next comment. Okay, I'm going to drop this on the screen. Okay, you asked if they're good for bulk, and the answer is they can handle bulk when the hair is dry. But when you want to look at this more of the Swiss Army knife of fading, I would say the fade itself is where these things really excel, and taking out the bulk is not really what I would use them for. I'm selling my Babyliss clippers and getting the Gary. There you go. There you go. Do it. Yo, all right, let me tell you something else. Now, not this pair. I have the prototype pair sitting right here that they sent me in the first place. I put in a lot of work with this, by the way, and I beat this thing to smithereens. And as a matter of fact, today, if I check my schedule, I believe it was like 17 cuts I did with this, and I never charged it. I don't even keep the charger on my station. I keep it on another station. I never, ever plug it in. They say on the box, it was something like 100 minutes. Let's see what they say this runtime is. So this is a black diamond blade. Cool, rust-free, stays sharper longer. They say that these work that well. 5-position, adjustable, ergonomically designed. Jesus, they are so ergonomically. 2 hours of continuous runtime use. All right, I don't know if 2 hours is accurate because I feel like they've far exceeded that every time I use them. Oh, and another thing that's pretty dope is they come with a full set of magnetic guards, which are truly magnetic, and they're sitting right here. So you get a single magnetic, and one of the things that Austin was really concerned about was, oh, I got it sitting right here. I wanted you guys to see the Zero. The Zero actually has a lot more teeth in it. It's actually a really usable Zero, and I'm not 100% sure if they're still working on it, but this one is a super, super useful Zero, and it really hugs it well. It's not falling off. You're not going to have to worry. I used to teach everybody in hair school to hold a finger on the tab just as a good practice to just keep a finger there, but absolutely not necessary anymore because we're moving in a direction where they're simplifying things for us. So one of the other things is it's 10,000 cutting strokes per minute, and obviously it's zero gappable. I think most of you guys know that. They say it's 100 minutes of lithium ion battery, and there is no noise. I mean, this is as close to no noise as you could possibly get. Can you guys hear this? It's crazy quiet. It's crazy quiet. And one of the other things they sent me is there's actually a different prototype cutting blade on here. Let me flip to this camera one more time. Now on this one, I've been experimenting with this big blade that you could actually see. You can see it's awfully meaty. It's a big blade. And if you compare it to the one that comes on the original one, you could see right through that one. See how thin that is and how thick this one. If you guys are in the market for something that is crunch technology, something that provides that crunch noise, with this blade on it, it definitely crunches the hair. It definitely makes the noise that you guys are looking for. And I'm still not 100% sold that this blade is better than the one that comes on it. I think the one that comes on it actually performed a little bit better. All right, so let's see what we got here. Do wall blades? All right, hang on. Let me get through some of these questions. Has anybody had any problems with caliber pulling hair? Yes, I had a lot of problems with that, which is kind of why I sort of rolled out on caliber, because I think that they got it sorted out though, so I wouldn't rule them out entirely. But I had a little bit of problems with that with the 50. I didn't have any problems like that with the 357 for myself. Gamma, how much is it? You know what? We'll go to their website. We'll go to their website and check that out in just a second. Wall retro T-cut, worth it for a cordless trimmer? No, garbage. I already have the detailer. I already have the detailer, but I want to cut without any cord. Well, I would say get the wall detailer cordless if you want, or get the Gamma Absolute Hitter, or get the Gold FX. Those are all good choices. Let's see here. Oil your clippers. Oil your clippers, man. He's right. Do you recommend this over the Wall Seniors? Absolutely. See, this is an interesting thing though. There's a lot of reasons why I'll say that. For one, the Wall Seniors are a fantastic clipper, and if we're talking about a corded version, they're a fantastic clipper, maybe one of the best corded versions you could buy. And I stand by the Wall. I think they're a good product. But as soon as you go to cordless, you're just not getting the runtime. You're not getting even close to the same runtime. I'll do 2 to 3 haircuts and it's dead. All right. I did 17 today. That means something to me. I don't want to plug it in. I hate doing that. And they don't come with a dock. There's something so nice about using it in a dock. Now, the reason why they last so long for me, I just want to preface this. The reason why they last so long for me is my workflow. My workflow is different. I use a detachable clipper. That's my workhorse. That's what I debulk with. I get everything down, and I don't use this machine for anything other than the actual blend itself, which I think is the most the best way to use all your equipment. Because think about it, your detachable gets time to charge, your trimmers get time to charge, and your fading clipper is not being used the whole day. So easily you can cut all day long without ever plugging it in. All right. Somebody says I'm stuck between 50 cal and Wall Seniors, and I would say that's either way you go, you'll probably be okay. Seniors are my favorite clipper, hands down. I totally get it, man. That's how I felt. That's how I felt too. Steve says they're about 179. Thank you, Steve. Mr. Potato. And just so you guys know, Mr. Potato has made shirts and everything for Eddie's Army. And I know some of you guys have already seen the picture, but it's pretty awesome. And, you know, I can't thank you enough. I think that's just so cool. He said, Eddie, wait, man, that skin you have on the Ergo, I don't know. I mean, I literally just got it today. I didn't put that skin on specifically. It came with that one on for me, but I might change it up a little bit just to do that. So I'm not a big fan of the Wall Retro T-Cut. I think I would take the Anda Slimline any day over those. And if we were going to move up in scale, we would definitely have some absolute hitters, Gold FXs, Wall Detailers. Musa, my man, I haven't had time to actually look into the shipping yet. Apparently he hasn't got it. For those of you who know, he won an electric shaver. I shipped it across the pond, and it cost me $50, and it still hasn't got there. It's been at least 6 or 7 weeks. There has to be something going on. I'm definitely going to try to look into that tomorrow for you. And David Barry, thank you for asking this question. The detachables that I use. So this is perfect for this question. Okay? So the detachables that I use, I only really care about a handful because I don't blend with my detachables, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I only care about a handful because 1, they're expensive, and 2, you're going to blend faster and more efficient, in my opinion, with a clipper with a lever. If your clipper has a lever, you're hitting so many more lengths so quickly. As we just described, you have 2 millimeters of fluctuation in between open and closed, and anything you add to it. So, besides the point, generally speaking, I use the 5-0, I use the 1 1/2, I use the 2, and I use the 3 1/2. And I think that's it. That's the only ones I really care to have. Because think about it. Clients come in all the time. They're like, number 2 on the top, skin on the sides. Okay, 5-0, put the 2 on, mow the toe down. Now I'm good to go. Grab the gamma, knock the line out, client's out the door. It's the fastest and most efficient way to do it. And if you think about it, if you want to save time anywhere, you need to look around at what the easiest things to do are and get them done fast. Braun Series 9, get it done fast. Detachable, mow it down fast. Detachable for the top, mow it down fast. And I love blending. I love doing skin fades. I love watching it come together. So I sort of like to savor that part. I like to wait till the end. So a lot of times I like to handle the top. I like to handle all that. And then I go and I enjoy doing the blend with my blending clippers and just using my skills and using my knowledge and my understanding of how the guards work together and working it in that way. And for anybody who's on the fence about getting a detachable, I totally get it. I know they're expensive. But they'll pay for themselves. And I think I've made a pretty good case of that many times on the channel, so I'm not going to beat you guys up over it. But you don't have to have You don't have to have a cordless detachable. You guys can grab one with a cord, because at the end of the day, you're just removing bulk. What do you care what it is? You need something that gets your clients in and out and on with life. Okay? We got some big fans of the Babyliss trimmers. Babyliss trimmers are really good. Sometimes they don't cut right. They're shipping me new blades because they're not cutting right. Look, I went through the same thing. 3 barbers in my shop, myself included, have the Gold FX. We've all had our problems with them. Overall, they're a good trimmer. I'm not knocking them. I think that's the best thing that's ever come out of Babyliss's camp. And I'm excited to see more good quality products. And I want to see them start to produce parts and stand behind their products. If they do these things, maybe I wouldn't hate on them so much. But they typically don't stand behind their products. They don't repair their products. They don't even have a repair center. They don't send out extra parts. So literally, if you get a Babyliss, you got it for a year, and something stupid goes, you're not even able to buy anything for it, which really is a bummer. However, I think that they're going to start going in that direction. I think that's something that they're going to start doing. So one thing I can say about the Gold FX, has anybody else had this problem? Anybody out there with the Gold FX, have you noticed that they got so loud after you've been using them for a short period of time? At first, it was like, man, these are good. They're so good. But then all of a sudden, they get so loud. And you're like, why is it so loud? It makes no sense. Brandon, Isaiah, how are you, man? What's up with your boy? Tell him I said hello. These guys have been following me since the beginning. So it's true. Gamma's a really underrated company. I think that when you look at what they're doing and how hard they're working and how quick they are to reach out to barbers and ask opinions of like actual barbers, I don't know who comes up with some of the ideas that. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. Let's hit the DJ horn. You know, we got one on deck here. Where'd it go? I lost my horn. But thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. There it is. Bam. So, anyways, you know, when you get right down to it, Gamma's a very underrated company. They're making the right moves. They talk to barbers. They ask how we feel about things, why we feel about things, and I could literally go down the list of all these companies that do stuff that makes no sense. Like Rum Barber dropped a great video today. If you guys don't know Rum Barber, Joseph and them boys, they're awesome, man. I love these guys. I value their opinion immensely. They're one of the best shear cutting channels you could ever go to learn more about shear cutting. And those dudes, they really get it, yo. But besides the point, they dropped a video talking about how they were confused about the metal magic clip. And I admit I felt the exact same way. Like when I seen that they had a metal magic clip, I thought, why? Why would you take something that's main advantages were that it was light and great and faded well, and you would put it in a metal housing that made it a lot heavier and a little bit more expensive? Approximately 40 pounds, I guess, in the UK, which I don't know what that is in dollars, but I'm just not seeing a reason to buy that. Take on the Wall Mentors. I have never used the Wall Mentors, but I know that they were a pet clipper for quite a while, and I really believe, they might not admit it, they may never come here, but I believe I was definitely one of the first people to start pushing pet clippers on people cutting, because I was the one who took the Volt. I was the first one I ever seen with a Volt. Think about it. I've had a cordless detachable for over 10 years. Who else can say that they've been enjoying the benefits of a cordless detachable for 10 years? I'm not tooting my own horn. But all right, so I'm just saying, I'm tooting my own horn. But look, the Wall Mentors are probably a fantastic detachable if they were cordless, and I'm not sure if they do have a cordless version, but if they were cordless, I would say, hell yeah, rock it. You know? So lifting up, I heard that they're a little bit heavy too, but you know, lifting up that weight get you swole. You know what I'm talking about? So if it's a little heavy, roll with it, you know? Let's see what we got to say. All right, so I seen a comment here. I must say they messaged me on Instagram. Is that right? They messaged you on Instagram and they sent you're talking about the Gold FX blade. That has not been any of my experience with them. But like I said, I feel like Babyliss is turning the other corner. I think that they're listening to people and they're starting to do things. So Keith Hunter, I'm having a hard time zero gapping my modded wall clippers with the Andis Masters blade. Okay. If anybody modded the Andis Masters blade to fit on a wall bracket, there's a very, very good chance that the holes are slightly off and you might not even be able to zero gap it at all. In which case you might need to buy a new bracket from wherever you got them, or you need to drill the holes a little bit further down. And, you know, if you guys want to, we can zero gap this one because I've literally not even cut with this blade yet, and I want to. One of the other cool things was they sent us of course, my daughter ran off with it. They sent us a screwdriver with this clipper as well, which you'll see in my actual unboxing video. But yeah, my daughter took it and she ran off with it. So I wanted to zero gap here. Let's see if I got another screwdriver. I usually do, hanging around here. Wall should do. I agree. And I bet you this is a great point. Wall should do the clicks on one of their clippers. I love that. I think that it's people like us that are clearly enjoying that. Look at it. Babyliss is doing it. Gamma's doing it. Caliber's doing it. Andis has always had notch. At least they had a way to kind of gauge where you were at with it. Because I actually have an Andis right here, and they have dots. So the only person who's not doing that is Wall. And I'll admit, it was never really an issue to blend with them. It hasn't been a big deal. Let me go find a screwdriver, guys, because I want to zero gap these just in case there's anybody out here who is struggling with zero gapping. And I'll just show you how I do it and how fast you can get it done. And see if I can find one real quick. Hold it 1 second. Sorry about that, you guys. During the show prep, I set up everything. I had my screwdriver ready. I knew what I was going to do. And my daughter ran off with it. So, all right. Now we're back. We're back again. And let's see here. We're going to get into this, Victor. I'm going to get into this in a minute. I'm actually going to bring a guest on. We'll ask him his take on it, and we'll get it there. But first, I just want to zero gap this. So let me jump over to my zero gapping cam. All right, first things first, let's just take this off. Not all the way, but just loosen these up a little bit. And you'll notice with the Gamma, it's real easy. I mean, this thing just simply moves, and all we want to do is we want to make sure that this blade, the moving blade, does not extend past the comb blade. So that's how we're going to get down to that 0.5 millimeters. And what I like to do is I like to just snug up one side a little bit. So it's a little tight, but I can still move it. And then I'll get that right side. This side, I got it set perfectly. So now I'm going to snug this side down a little bit. And I can still move it a tiny bit. I'm going to just tip it just perfect. Now, all right, when you turn this, when you screw this blade's going to have a natural tendency to kind of move. It's going to twist this way. So one thing you could do is kind of twist it the opposite way, just a smidge. And then move them very evenly in. Boom. Just not trying to put too much of a twist on it. Little bit. Jump side, jump to this side. All right. And I'm really happy with that gap. So let's see if you guys could see this. Come on, camera. Focus. There we go. So you can see there's my blade. Pretty straight. Gapped. Done. So, you know, one of those things that bothers me is the fact that people feel that they need to do all this crazy stuff to zero gap these clippers. It's literally that simple. It's literally a 1-2 operation. Quick, fast, in a hurry. So let's see what some of these questions are. Sorry, you guys. All right. So the magic clips have little tiny rectangles by the side. I didn't even know that. They do? I wish you would have made that comment before I ran to my garage to get the screwdriver, because I got my magic clips in there too, and I'm waiting to go get those. So they got the free lever though. It's not a big deal. It works. It's cool. This is something I went through a little bit too. Skiltzer, I did have that problem a little bit as well. So if you look at the way the industry is going, it looks like we're gonna be seeing some notches on a wall clipper someday. I think I agree that that's probably something that could happen. Did you set the blades evenly, or is there a slight gap in between the blades? There's always a slight gap in between the blades. Manny, if they're evenly, there's a really good chance you're going to cut your clients, and you don't want to do that. And the other thing that is cool, let me grab my 0. All right, so let's see if it chews my guard. All right, so I have this in the closed position, and you guys know that I just 0 gapped this. So let's turn this on. I'm chewing my guard a little bit. No, not much. Actually, you hear it now? It's not chewing the guard. I think it chewed the guard and there's nothing more left. This thing is, it's powerful. Like, if I compare my first one to this one, man, it almost seems like there's a difference here. Yo, am I losing my mind? Is this one a little taller? No, it's not tall. I'm losing my mind. All right, yeah, but like listen to the one that I've had for a while. All right, and then the new one. I do think that there might be a little difference in power in the power change. But all right, so you guys want to talk about the blend, talk about the fade. Let's bring in a friend of mine, and I want to hear what he has to say. He's coming all the way from Cali, so we're gonna bring a guest up in here, and then we'll get the giveaway going in a minute. So let's call him up and see how this goes. Okay, let's see here. I just tried to call. I'm gonna try one more time and see what happens. Says he's active now. Feel like you're on a game show. That's funny. I don't know, man. I might not be able to get him on here. I tried. All right, so yeah, no Ivy Mac today. That's true. You know, if there's no Ivy Mac today, that means that anybody can actually win, because we know Ivy Mac. He's got the horseshoe. He's got the horseshoe up as you know what, and he just seems to win everything. I mean, you can't even make this up. Like, even if you wanted to, you can't make it up. It's that crazy. I mean, even the one time we were doing the giveaway, and I do this little test to see who would win, and it was Ivy Mac again after his third time. So pretty crazy. I'm gonna give him one more try. If this don't work, we out. And I know you guys are wondering what we're winning tonight, so I'll just show you. This is what's on the menu for tonight. Not even opened. Pretty cool, right? So you have a caliber 357, which will probably be the last. It'll probably be the last 350. It'll be the last caliber product you'll probably see on this channel. So what's good, MMA? He's up in the house. Watch though. You know, Ivy Mac. He's got the walls have ears, and he's got a the walls have ears, and he might just jump in and try to win this thing right before it's over. All right.
Hello.
Hey, we got him now. We got him
There we
now.
go. What's up, man?
Oh, what's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
All right. You might have to allow NDI real quick. Let's see how
There you
that
go.
goes. Oh, I think we're good. We're good.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So,
Hey, if you got music on, can you turn it off? Because they'll copyright violate.
yeah.
They'll get
Oh,
me,
yeah,
boy.
you're live on YouTube, right?
Yes, sir. You're live on YouTube as well. I'm about to put you
Bro,
in.
you look so different without your beard. That's crazy. Like, I'm just like,
Oh, you know.
I'm like, so I don't know if I told you, I've been watching your videos, right? And
Uh-huh.
so I've watched a couple of them, and every time I watch them, I'm like, the first few videos, I was like, who is this guy? I was like, maybe this guy has like a separate instructor or something, you know?
Oh.
And then I think you mentioned in one of the episodes recently that you cut it right when the quarantine happened or something like that.
Yeah, dude. It was driving me so crazy under the mask. I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, no, I bet.
I just couldn't take it anymore, and you know it was hard too. Like I put my hand up to cut it down like 3 times, and I was literally shaking when I cut it because it was a year of growth, and I didn't want to say goodbye to it. But anyways, I want you to just go ahead and introduce yourself. Let these guys know who you are, how long you've been cutting hair, where you're at, that kind of thing.
Okay, cool. What's up, everybody? My name's Andre, but I go by Dre Cuts. I've been cutting hair for 3 years. I work at the original clip joint in Covina, California. Um, and I finished my hours. I'm an apprentice. I'm an apprentice. I finished my hours, and I'm just kind of getting ready to go to state board.
Oh, let me ask you this because this is something that's come up on this channel a lot, especially during these lives.
Okay.
So you chose to do the apprenticeship, obviously over going to the barber school for the whole thing, right?
Right.
Can you walk me through what was the reason behind that decision and like how do you feel it's played out for you?
Okay, cool. All right. So now, before I do that, now have you seen the memes where people are like, "Barber 1,600 hours, cop 600 hours"? Have you
No,
seen those?
no, I haven't seen.
Those? So after the protest, people were like, "Oh, barber 1,600 hours, cop 600 hours," you know?
Really?
And I'm over here like, bro, 3,200 hours. Like, what?
Oh, so I see what you're saying. So it was a lot longer for you, you know, at 3,200 hours. Now,
So
the other thing I want to ask you too, like, can you throw this in? Is there any risk involved in going through the shops to do the apprenticeship program opposed to going to a barber school? Like, is there any risk to you involved in doing that?
okay, um, so okay, let me backtrack first.
Yeah.
So, all right, so a couple years ago, I was living in Utah. I moved back here and I had to take care of some court issues. And while I was taking care of those court issues, this program came involved where they help people get back to work or they help people go back to school. So I am a college dropout. I studied computer engineering for more than a few years, and then I studied nutrition for like a year. Um, and I was considering going back to school, but I had been cutting my own hair, and I was working in this facility where I was cutting these men's hair, and but it was only like the lowest they could go on the sides was a number 2. So I was doing like a lot of like 2 all around, 3 all around, 2 to 3, 2 to 4, 2 to 5, with no training. And I was a facility barber, and
So 3,200 hours is how long it takes in Cali?
Yeah, 3,200 hours.
And is that
So
for the apprentice program,
that's
right?
yeah. Regular school 1,600 hours.
Okay.
Uh, so this program takes 18 months to 2 years. So when this program when they reach out to me, I reach out to them. They were gonna they gave me the option of two schools over here in Cali. One of them is Abram Friedman, and the other one is LA Trade Tech. Abram Friedman has like a 6 month to a 1 year wait list. So those are both traditional schools, and they were like, "We'll pay for your barber school. Just you got to call them and you got to get enrolled, and we'll pay for it." And so, um, I was having no luck. I was calling both schools, and there was a wait list. The other one wouldn't answer. And finally, one day they said, "Hey, we found this apprentice school in Monrovia, California. It's called Simply Divine Apprenticeship." They're like, it's kind of a new school, and it, you can work and you can go to school at the same time. So they set me up with the instructor, and she told me about the school, and then she just said, I needed to find a sponsor shop. As far as risk, okay, so here's how this is in Cali. This is how it works. So to get sponsored by a shop, you obviously just talk to the shop owner. You find a good shop, and then once if you're enrolled in school in an apprentice program, you have to complete 39 hours pre apprentice hours in order for you to get an apprentice license.
Wow.
So basically, the apprentice license is you find the shop, and then you find the shop has to have an actual barber with an actual license, and then that barber becomes your trainer. So like maybe the risk over here would be like if I'm cutting hair while my trainer's not at the shop, that's just the same as working with no license.
Wow.
So
Wow.
your trainer has to be present. And the one I think the risky part is finding a good shop.
Somebody
Period.
just somebody just asked, "What's the name of the program that helped you pay for school?"
It's called the Department of Rehab in Pasadena. I'm a traumatic brain injury survivor, so I had to relearn how to walk and talk. So the program that helped me was based off of a disability.
Wow.
It's it's called the Department of Rehab. I think every city has one.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah. So that's why they helped me. Um,
That's cool, man. That's cool. So it kind of gave you like a second lease on it, you know?
yeah, man, definitely a second lease on it. I don't know if I told you what I used to do before.
I don't remember. No.
I was like legit an MMA fighter,
Oh,
and
that's right. That's right. Yeah,
yeah,
we talked about that.
yeah, and a personal trainer. So that's what I did. So after that accident, everything just
Yeah.
restarted.
Right. Right. So now you're done with the hours. All right. Was there ever any risk in like what if your sponsor decided he didn't want you there or something like that? Like what would happen to your hours situation?
Okay, so your hours transfer over to okay. So basically, I mentioned the shop, like finding a good shop is being the big risk. I've switched shops like multiple times, like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, see, I always wondered about that.
Yeah, you can switch. You can change trainers, you can change shops, because I guess the state board understands that it doesn't always work out, and so like that was one of the big things. Um, like if your trainer doesn't, if that shop doesn't want you to work there anymore, you got to find a new shop, you got to find a new trainer, and you got to continue your hours. Um,
This guy
like
said,
the
he said, "Wow, man, this guy's really inspiring us. Big ups to him." Like three people were saying that you're an inspiration, and no, it's cool, man. I'm sorry.
nice.
Keep going though.
Okay, so yeah, so that's like the big risk. Like for me, when I first started school, I started at a shop, and I guess the shop had got hit by state board like a month before, right? And so I didn't know the shop had outstanding fines. So as an apprentice, if you go to a shop that has outstanding fines, they won't issue your license until those fines are paid.
Oh God.
So
Wow.
so basically, I was working without the license. I had a I was learning. I was and I'm not saying anybody should ever go do that, but I
Yeah.
was working, without it, so I could learn. Actually, I started by sweeping hair. I swept hair for like 2 weeks,
Wow.
um, for free.
Dude, a lot of people don't have the patience to do that. I tell people all the time on this channel, like, sometimes you might have to make sacrifices to get what you want. Like, if you want to buy a car wash, but you don't know dick about car washes, how you gonna buy a car wash? You should go work at a car wash, even if it's for minimum wage, whatever it takes, so you can learn the job, so that when you do get in that position, you know what you're doing. You know.
Yeah. Um,
So do apprentices have to? That's what somebody's asking, and I was curious about this too. What
okay.
is the incentive to the shop owner, and do apprentices pay rent, or do they do commission, or like how does this typically work?
Okay, so off the record, well, no, on the record, by law in the paperwork, apprentices get paid here in California for the first year $11 an hour and $12 the second year.
Oh, so it's a standard rate.
But I've never been paid hourly.
Yeah,
I've been I've been paid by commission. So, which is cool because um
you make a lot more that way.
yes, and so that okay, so there were days where it was really slow and I wished I was getting paid hourly, but the days where I've been busy, the commission is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, like I'll be honest right now, like I'll be honest, I finished my hours last year, but I've kind of been lagging to get ready for state board, but because I want to make sure I'm really ready. So where my license was legit, I left that shop and I'm at a new shop now where I've been here since September. But last like where that commission comes in handy. Last week in commission I did 1,500.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, 1,500. Um, and so we're
I've
getting
learned
paid.
so much about this, man. Dude, I would love to do I would love to do an actual video drop just talking to you about this subject, and just release it in that way, because you can't imagine, this is so much more valuable to actually hear it from someone who's went through it than me just reading online what the requirements were. Like in my state, just to share a little bit with you about Florida, like we don't do that. Period. You can come,
Okay.
100 hours is all an apprentice can do in my shop, and that's it. And then they have to be enrolled in a barber school beforehand, and that's how they got to finish it. Like there is no option to come, work for me throughout like a couple year process, which I think that's excellent, because I feel like you are going to be more prepared cut wise and client wise and just knowledge wise than most people who are going to go to school and become book smart with it. However,
Right.
I do see it could be a challenge for you to pass the state board because you're not confronting the information regularly.
So as you were saying this, that's exactly where I was gonna go. Okay, so cut wise, I'm a decent barber.
You nice with it, bro. You don't be modest, yo. You nice with it. I seen all your work. I was scoping you.
uh,
I was scoping your IG. Hold up, I'll go
so
to it right now. I'm gonna pull it up.
so so there's that, and I work a lot, and I've been working a lot these last. So the program is 18 months to 2 years. I finished my hours last year. Technically, I'm still in the program, and it's been 3 years, but I finished last year. But um, the one issue I had, and it wasn't just because of work, it was also for personal reasons. I was going through struggles, but the biggest issue was, so we in the beginning it was school once a week, and then it was school once every other week,
Oh
and where
wow.
you go 4 hours a day. That's it.
Oh wow.
So
So you're barely going.
all of the stuff that everybody's learning in school 5 days a week, full time, the teacher was like, oh, and she my instructor is a good instructor. She's on it. She's on my ass, which she should be. She's on it. She'll teach you what you need to know. But the way the apprentice program works is, okay, she'll say, we'll do class. This is an overall class is 220 hours total over the 18 months to 2 years, right?
Hold up. What's
So
your IG real quick? Just tell me real quick. What's your
uh
IG?
Drake Cuts, DREH underscore CUTZ. Drake Cuts. This right here.
There we go. No, I'm
Yeah.
on my second. I was on my other account. Otherwise, it
Okay.
would have just
Okay.
came up. But okay, now they can see
Uh,
your page. Go ahead. You can keep talking though.
so So what she, what essentially as an instructor, she teaches us the practical what do you call it? The practical she teaches us all the practical stuff, right? Theory and practical, right?
Right.
So okay, this is how you do the perm. This is how you do the this is how you do this. Then we'll go over it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then we get our so in regular school, you know how you have your op sheets and you do that at school all day long.
Yeah.
So the op sheets like where you have to do a certain amount of shampoos, haircuts, blow dries, thermal curl, like all of that, right? All of that. So you do that in regular school. They have 1,600 hours. That's what they do all day. That's
Oh
all,
yeah.
literally all they. So we get a paper where we gotta go home or we gotta go to our shop and take our mannequin head and perform all those procedures over
Jeez.
the course of months to 2 years.
It's just a
Now,
lot of
obviously,
responsibility.
that's what we're supposed to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in reality, what barber? And I'm not saying that they shouldn't because we should,
Yeah.
but think about this. And the teacher always says, "I know you guys probably get embarrassed taking your doll head out and taking it out in the middle of the shop and practicing your perm or practicing your curls." You know what I mean? Even if it's a slow day, like
They saying you got
most.
skills. I just showed off your page. Yo, y'all give him a follow, all right? Give him a follow.
Yeah, yeah. Follow me. Thank you. Um, so that was the hardest thing for me, man.
That is
That
it really is a kind of a big risk because I can't tell. So all right, I know you might not know this, but I taught at a barber school for over 10 years, and we spent significant amount of time on each chapter, and it was
mhm.
still hard for people to pass. You know, when you are even there, you're in there, you're in the moment. It makes it still difficult, especially to wrap a perm in 30 minutes and to be able to do the long hair cutting, short hair cut. Our practical is pretty extensive at our school, and in a way, the New York State Board was more difficult because you have examination proctors who come, and
Mhm.
I kind of got lucky because when I took it, I've taken it in New York, and I've also taken it in Florida when I moved. So I had a feel for both, and it was definitely a little more nerve wracking being in a place where you don't know who those people were. Uh, I had an advantage because I actually took it in my school. It was
Okay.
just it just happened to take place literally in the classroom that I had spent the last 2 years in because I did it through high school program. I was 15 when I started, so
Nice.
it was like a vocational option, you know.
Oh,
So that was it was interesting because when I was 18, I already had the license. It was all paid for by the state of New York. I never
nice.
ever spent a penny towards that, but you know,
Nice.
I'm also lucky that I was mature enough to recognize that this is something I might need for the rest of my life, so I didn't throw it away. Like I probably wouldn't even have wanted to pass high school. I didn't care about nothing. Back then I just wanted to party and whatever. But like I seen this was like, oh man, I'm getting like a $20,000 education for free. I better shut my mouth and get my. So my grades was always high. One day I'm gonna have my. I actually have my instructor. She's gonna come on the channel. I haven't seen her in 15 years, or more, and she's actually going to come on the channel. I just caught up with her. She calls me Weasel.
That's
I
crazy.
was one guy. There was 30 girls and me. And she
Oh
calls,
wow.
she calls me the Weasel. So
That's how Barber and Cosmo School is a lot, right? Most a lot of there's guys obviously, but there's a lot of women. There's a lot of women in the game.
oh
They're
yeah,
coming. They're coming.
they're asking they're saying is the test difficult in Florida, and I said I found it. To be honest, I had the drill instructor of a teacher. There was four cosmetology teachers is what I went to. There was four, and they were like, "You don't want Miss Amaker," and of course I got Miss Amaker, and I was like, "Oh no, I don't want her." But yo, what a blessing it was because she just pounded that information into my head that I cut hair for 5 years in Buffalo. Then I moved to Florida, and without any studying, I passed it first try. So that was cool.
Okay.
After about 4 years, 5 years of not even looking at the information, it was that ingrained in my head.
Yeah.
So, man, that's cool, dude. I'm glad you came on, man. I feel like I've learned a lot just kind of going through this. I definitely want to have you. Maybe we need to get together and we could do a recording on Zoom, and I want to share that on YouTube in a way that more people will see it, because then more people will make the decision. Because it would be great to see somebody like myself who's went through the schooling so much, and then have your side of it going through that route, and let people make their own decision, as a result of the pros and cons.
There's also one other huge pro. Obviously, I didn't have to pay for the program, but I do know how much it costs. Um, my apprentice school specifically, now barber school is what, 15 to 20 grand.
Yeah, usually.
So my apprentice specifically, and I'm guessing it's because you only go once a week or once every other week, and she's not really with you that much, was $5,000.
Oh, you still had to pay her.
No, no, no. That's how much it would have been
Oh, I
if
see
I
what you're
would have.
saying.
That's total 5,000, and that includes the kit.
Wow, that ain't bad.
Yeah, and obviously you don't have to do it right away. It's like monthly payments of like $167.
Wow. No, that's
Yeah,
that's really fair, man. I mean, so all right, my show's about to end here. I'm about to do a giveaway in a second here, and we'll be hitting it until next week. But
okay.
why don't if there's anything like what I like to try to do too is like I like to try to see if anybody's like really miserable at their job, if they just are hating life, if they want to make a change. Like, what advice would you give to somebody in that position?
You know what? I'm gonna say this. So when I mentioned that I chose to go to barber school, I had also been doing air conditioning and heating for a living, HVAC, and I got it from my dad. I did it in Utah, and I could have gone back to that. They would have paid for me to. They would have paid for tools. They would have paid for boots, clothes, transportation, everything, right? And it's not that I didn't like HVAC. Um, I decided, like, for me in my life, it was a do or die, and it was a, you know what, take this chance, take this shot, and so it was the best decision of my life. A lot of people were like, "Oh, you want to be a barber?" Like, even my son's mom, like, I love her. I love her. We're not together anymore, but we're very kind to each other. She was like, "You want to be a barber? Like why? Like, you're not gonna make any money."
Yeah,
Well, let me tell you.
yeah,
Let me tell you.
I
Like,
know.
I, dude, I know a barber. He's For anybody that wants to take a shot at this. Like, one, give it your all. Give it everything you have if you're gonna do this, because, like, I mean, I feel like that's how you got to treat life. You're either all in or you're
Exactly.
all out, right? So I have a buddy. He just opened his own shop here in Glendora, California. He's been cutting for 10 years. He's good. He's got a good clientele. Um, I won't say his name, but he makes he's not even he's only charging 25 to 30 bucks a cut, right?
Hmm.
He's making like $12,000 to $14,000 a month,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and,
Entirely
and
possible.
that's on the on the regular, like, the average lower side of cuts. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
that, I mean,
exactly.
and there's money out there. There's people that pay more. That there's
Yeah.
you know.
I mean,
So
I tell people that all the time. I'm like, look, if we just took look at this at the very low end, let's say you did 20 haircuts a day and you charged only $20 and nobody tipped. You made $400 a day, do it 5 days a week. You got 2 G's in your pocket. I don't think that's
ain't-
unfathomable for anybody.
that's a what I don't know about New York, but I think every other state in the United States, that's a damn good living. You know,
Yeah. Oh
that's
yeah.
not balling over here in California. But hey, you could get a $1,500 apartment and then still have the other $6,500 for your car payment, your insurance, your savings, your health, everything. Like,
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's a beautiful living.
you can live comfortably, not just live paycheck to paycheck. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
And then
And
there's the added benefit of all the friends and acquaintances and people who do possess technical skills that you might need. The electricians, the friends who do AC, the friends who work on cars, the trustful
yeah,
people and the good people that you meet along the way are like one of
yeah.
the biggest benefits. I mean, so I recently found out a friend of mine. I found out that he had gotten sick, right? And
Okay.
he's like, how'd you know? I was like, the wall's got ears around here. He's like, well, either so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so. And he went down this list of like 20 people. I was like, it might have been one of them, or maybe not. I didn't want to tell him how I knew, but I was just calling to see if he was okay. And
Yeah.
he's fine. And so it was funny because it's such a big network that you build that you don't know
Yep.
if you're speaking with people who might potentially invest in your business in the future or help you
Yep.
along the way in some way or mentor you into whatever other transition of your life. So there's just so many side avenues and then there's the shows and the products and the things that you can choose to go into, salesmanship, whatever. There's just an endless amount of ways that you can find a place you're comfortable here.
Yep. 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 I'll say one more thing. I know you got to get off, but that you mentioned the shows, man. I mentioned I used to fight. I don't get that same thrill anymore. The one time I'm able to get that thrill now is barber battles. I've taught a class on. I've taught one class on stage. I had to fill in for someone. I showcase. Whenever I can,
Cool.
and I've lost a lot, but man, it's a great feeling being up there, man.
Oh yeah, and then when you
And
walk up, like win or lose, you feel good.
no experience, bad experience. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like they say, no publicity is bad publicity. Well, no experience is bad experience.
Oh
I
yeah.
learn every time, and it still gets my name out there, and you know,
Exactly.
so
All right, man.
and
Well,
I do
yo,
have. So,
awesome, man. Awesome, dude. Well, I really enjoyed talking to you, man. I'm super glad that you came on, and everybody here, follow him at Dre_cuts. We just went
yes,
to
sir.
his IG a minute ago, and give the man a follow, show him some love, and I'm sure he'll follow you back too. We all in this to show the barber love and spread it all around we can.
Sir. When will this be on YouTube?
Right away. It's on
Right
YouTube
away.
now live, and it'll be uploaded immediately right after. So,
All right. It was nice talking to you,
all
man.
right, man.
Thank
I'll
you so
catch you, buddy. Peace. Stay
much.
safe.
Stuff.
All right, bet.
All right.
Later.
Thanks, bro.
Okay, you guys, that was Dre Cuts. Man, I did not expect to learn so much about the apprenticeship, and I have been wondering about that forever. I really have. And I noticed that there's 47 people in here. People want to win, and the moment we get to 47 likes, this 357 Magnum that's brand new and never even been opened by me, I will be sending this out to you. So brand new 357 Magnum. This will be the last caliber giveaway. I shouldn't say the last. I mean, who knows? What the future holds. But as of right now, this will be the last thing I have that was sent to me from Caliber, which I appreciate them greatly for sending me and including me these things. And you guys know that I've kind of chosen to get down with Gamma. Gamma is my preferred brand that I'm recommended right now because I just the ergonomics of these things. This is what we're going to talk about in my longer term review that I plan on releasing very soon, along with my unboxing. So all we got to do is get to like 46 likes, and I'm going to drop the contest details, and I'm just waiting to hit enter. And you know that none of your numbers count. None of your numbers count until I put in my comment. So I think we need those. We got 29 likes. Let's keep it going. We need 40. And none of your numbers count till I put in the comment. Remember this, you guys. So, alrighty. I'm just waiting until we get to the 40, 46, 47 likes. We got 30, so we got at least, there's at least 17 people who haven't hit that like button. So give me 45 likes. 45 likes, I'll hit it. Brian Gallo. I'm actually going to get. I'm going to get a little bit deeper on this. I think that was just so beneficial to know. I know that a lot of people are at the crossroads of this and they're wondering what to do, and I want to make sure that I get all the facts straight so that you guys can know what you should do. Should you go to barber school? Should you go to the apprenticeship program? I'll give you my opinion at the end of that video. How you going to give me a thumb down when I'm trying to give something away that's worth over $100? Shame on this man. Shame. But, all right, so we getting the 40 likes. Okay, so you guys already know how this goes. None of the comments count. None of the numbers count that you put in until I write this comment, and then I'm going to say go. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to write a random number. I know you guys can't see that. Did you see my arm move? I'm going to put a random number up there. And I'm going to show you guys the number in a second. All right. So let me see if we can even see it. I'm afraid I'm going to show it. All right. So you'll be able to see it right there when I switch to this camera. Hopefully I don't accidentally do it. Okay. So we're over 40. We're over 40. I love you all. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for hitting that like button. Any of you guys who didn't hit that like button, just hit it on the way out. And I'm going to drop my comment right now. So I'm putting the details. 1 through, how many people are in here? We'll put 40. We'll put 45. Okay, ready? You guys, here it. Ready? All right. So again, nothing. He put a super chat for $24.99. Holy crap! None of those count yet. I told you guys. He put a super chat for $24.99. Hold up, Jack. That's the biggest super chat I've ever had. I can't thank you enough, Anthony. You are the man. I'm tempted to just give it to you. I'm tempted, but I can't do that. It's got to be fair. All right. So after my comment, that's when it is going to be live. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. There we go. So none of the comments above my comment count. We all know how it goes, and we're rocking and we're rolling. So the very next comment, whatever I see, bam, I got it right here. This gentleman right here, Dominic Artizone, hits it. Look at that. That was a quick one, man. He was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one down. The 5th one down. Oh my God, Steve, you put it in too. He was just a little bit ahead of you. Look at you. All right, so you guys, bam, there it was on the board. So Dominic Artizone, where you at here, buddy? Let me find you. Dominic, my man. My man, Steve, I'm going to send you something. I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, man, all the nice stuff you've done for me, I'm going to figure something out for you guys. All right, you guys, stop. It's over. This is all I got to give away for tonight. Dominic Artizone wins it. Dominic, I want you to go ahead and send me your contact info. I'll go ahead. I'll get this thing shipped over to you. And if you want, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you from? What state you from? That kind of thing. Tell us a little bit about yourself. And oh man, he put it just before. I told you guys it don't count just before. All right. So anyways, don't worry about it, Steve. Steve, I'm gonna send you something, man. I'm gonna find something nice and I'm gonna send it to you, and you're gonna be happy. I'm telling you, man. And I really want to thank you guys for throwing it up with the I really want to thank you guys for throwing it up with super chats. That's super cool of you guys. I love you guys for it. It's awesome. And if you can do it, he said it's a great day. It's like you hit a home run in baseball. All right, man. All right. I'm glad to hear it. Heroes, thank you so much. Okay, man. That's it. That's it, man. That is a wrap for today. Again, he's from New York. Right on. Okay, Dominic, you guys know how to reach me. You can send it to this email, or you can send it to my DM on my IG, which is right here at Uptown Barbershop Naples, and I'll make sure I get this out to you. Other than that, man, I love you all, and I'll see you guys next Saturday at the latest, and I definitely got an upload coming to you throughout the week. We're going to be doing a cool walkthrough that I'm about to drop the whole process of the cut, where I give up all of the details that I'm thinking as I'm cutting, and just, maybe wherever you're making a mistake, you could find that point and you could pick up right there. Again, congratulations to Dominic. This is the YouTube Barber Academy. I'm Mr. Eddie Barber, and I'll see you guys in my next live. Peace.